Thank you for joining me today. We're going to start in a nice seated posture on your mat. So find whatever feels comfortable to you. If that means legs crossed, feel free to go there. Or if you want to extend the legs out, that works as well. Today's flow is going to be more around like twisting and detoxing. Twists are awesome for digestion and detoxing. So we're going to do lots of fun twist postures today. So with that being said, let's start with our seated meditation. So again, find that comfortable seat. Maybe that's cross-legged, legs extended. You can rest the hands on the knees, the thighs, or the lap, depending on how you're sitting. Palms face down for more grounding practice today, or palms face up for receiving. So just kind of go wherever it feels natural for you. And we'll meet with the eyes closed. So if it feels all right, eventually draw those eyes closed. And let's take a couple of moments to truly allow ourselves to arrive here and now. Let yourself get settled in. Begin to take your awareness from the external, everything all around you. Begin to focus inwards. Maybe you gently lower your awareness all the way to the legs, to the hips and sits bones. And just feel the connection between the base of your body and the ground beneath you. Allow your weight to fall heavily down towards the ground. Let yourself just kind of sink down. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Let the lower body relax. From this gentle base, begin to lift every vertebra, stacking one on top of another until you're sitting up nice and tall. Rest the shoulders down the back body. Maybe you give them a little wiggle. Let them relax. Soften the arms. Again, maybe you just kind of wiggle those elbows out. Relax the hands, allowing them to fall softly onto the legs. And soften the heart center, the chest, and the belly. Continue to lift through the neck and the top of the head so the chin's parallel with the ground beneath you. Soften the face, so relax the forehead and the eyes. Soften the cheeks and the jaw. Even relax the mouth, the lips, the tongue. And soften your ears. Begin to connect with your breath. So can you begin to feel the inhales and exhales as they arrive and exit your body? Maybe you feel them within the nostrils, the chest, the belly. Just observe, where do you feel your breath today? It might be in more than one place, it might just be prominent in one area, but really bring that awareness inwards. Notice what you feel and observe. Once you find that feeling of the breath within, anchor the mind to it. So allow yourself to just be with that feeling. Every inhale and exhale, try to notice the fullness of every breath. We'll take a couple moments here just staying connected with the breath. If and when the mind does wander, just notice it and bring it on back. Take a couple big breaths. Again, feel the inhales and exhales. Let everything else go. Let the day just dissolve into the background. Once you feel rooted and anchored to your breath, gently begin to draw the eyes open and find somewhere to look on the ground ahead of you. So only so the eyes are about halfway open or so. Can you keep that internal gaze? In other words, continue to feel the breath, though vision is back in the picture. So take a couple moments, Find that connection if you lost it, because we're going to be following the pace, the feeling of the breath throughout practice. So let's establish that first. Take some big breaths. Feel it with the eyes open. Beautiful job. Let's extend those legs out. So if your legs were crossed, extend them out in front of you. Maybe you give them a little wiggle. We're going to move forward to a nice forward fold next. So on your next exhale, press your knees down towards the mat and then pull your toes back towards you. Sit up super, super tall. On your exhale, begin to walk the hands down along sides of the legs. Pause once you find a cozy stretching position. Take a breath or two, and then on your next inhale, see if you can really pull the heart, the chest forward to lengthen the back body. So rather than reaching and curling and reaching for those toes, see if you can find a nice long back. If you can keep that length, maybe you lower a little bit deeper, but we're going for a nice long back rather than rounding. Take some big breaths here. Maybe you feel the inhales expand the back body. Exhales allow you to rest down. Again, whenever that mind wants to take you off your mat or out of this room, just reel it on back in. One more big breath here. On your next inhale, gently come back up. And then exhale once you get to the top. We're going to move into our first twist. So on your next inhale, bring that right foot in towards you. Now, a couple options here. Option A is you can just put that right foot flat on the ground. Option B, if you want to go a little bit further, you can bring the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. So find where this feels okay in the hips, in the body, which version serves your body right now. Left knee presses towards the ground as the toes pull back towards you. Inhale, sit up super, super tall. On the exhale, left arm hugs that right knee. Right arm comes behind you like a kickstand. Looking towards the side now, inhale, sit up even taller. Exhale, maybe you send the gaze over your back shoulder now. Breathe here for a couple big breaths. Soften the belly. So again, we're working on twists and we're bringing out the core, all the vital organs like the intestines, everything going on in there. So let that area of the body relax. Keep pressing your left knee down, toes pull back in towards you. Let's take one more big breath here. Relax your jaw. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sweet little counter twist. So you're just going to twist in the opposite direction. Breathe here for a breath or two. Notice how your body's feeling. Awesome. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, straighten that leg out. We're going to do the same twist on the other side. So inhale, left foot steps in. Again, you can keep it on your mat right here. If you want to go a little bit further, you'll just place it on the outside of that right leg. So find what feels good in your body today. On your next inhale, sit up super, super tall. Wrap that right arm now around your leg. Left hand sits behind you like a kickstand. On your next inhale, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, begin to look over your back shoulder if that serves your body today. Pause here for a couple big breaths. This time, right knee's really pressing towards the ground as the right toes pull back towards you. Couple more big breaths, soften the belly. Let's take two more. Stay with your inhales and exhales and just notice how they feel in your body. One more big breath. Awesome job, everybody. Inhale, look forward, exhale, and wind, and straighten that leg out in front of you. On your next inhale, swing the legs behind you. We're going to make our way to child's pose. So hands and knees, tabletop position. And then your big toes are going to touch, knees spread wide. And on exhale, sink the hips back towards the heels and allow your upper body just to drape down towards the mat. So find where this works for you. You can only lower as far as it feels good. Maybe you rock the hips side to side or even roll the head side to side. Take a couple moments here to connect with that breath though. If you've lost the connection, if the mind's still taking you away, feel the inhales and exhales maybe along the back body here. Take one more big breath. We're going to move into twisted child's pose next. So on your next inhale, bring the left elbow in front of you and place it on the ground. You're going to stack the palms, and then the right elbow, we're working towards elbow, palms, and then elbow. So we have prayer hands, and then you're going to press into that bottom elbow and twist looking towards the side. So we'll be here for a couple big breaths. Shoulders pull down the back body. Breathe deeply. Notice what you feel. Keep the mind in the body. Stay present in your practice. So relax the jaw, soften the shoulders, pulling them down the back body for one more big breath here. On your exhale, lower that top elbow, and then we're going to swap them out. So now the right elbow is going to be down in front of you. On your inhale, you'll lift that left elbow up, and then pause here for a couple big breaths. If you want to really feel this a little bit deeper, you're really actively going to press that bottom elbow down into the mat, trying to find a little lift in that shoulder girdle. Notice if you're really lifting your chin or craning your neck, try to keep the chin gently pulled in towards you, almost like you're holding a tennis ball between your chin and chest. One more big breath here. Breathe deeply. Awesome. Exhale. Set that top elbow down. Extend the arms out. Come back to a neutral child's pose just for a couple big breaths. Observe the body. Notice how it feels after those gentle twists. Just notice if anything's going on or what's coming up for you. Become aware and just let it be. When your next inhale arises, make your way on up, tabletop position, hands and knees. From here, down dog, so curl the toes under, lift the knees up. On the exhale, press your weight on back, downward facing dog. We're going to just take some time here to pedal it out. You can bend the knees, pedal the heels, maybe you move forward and back, side to side. Just explore your body today, move to however it feels good. Again, keep the awareness in your body. Just let yourself be with yourself right now. Feel the body. Couple more big breaths. Move to however it feels good for you. Let's take one more big breath here. On your next inhale, step your right foot up between your hands. So if you need to help it get up to the top of your mat, feel free to do so. And then once you get there, exhale, back knee drops down, and then that left hand's gonna go exactly where the left foot would be. Inhale, right hand sweeps up towards the sky. We'll pause here for a couple of big breaths, twisting yet again. Shoulders pull down the back body. Really try to firm that right shoulder blade on the back, opening the heart center. And take a look, make sure your right knee is stacked over the right ankle, so keep it hugging in. 2 more big breaths. Maybe you look up towards the top fingertips, maybe just towards the side wall or down towards the foot. On your next exhale, top hand comes down, and then set that right knee back behind you. Your choice now. You can keep the knees on the ground or lift them up, but we're just going to lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Inhale, low cobra, so peel the heart up. And then exhale, down dog. So moving through bent knees, curl the toes under, press on back, down dog. Take a couple big breaths here. Maybe you still pedal it out, or maybe you're just in a neutral down dog. If you are in down dog, really press the hands in towards the ground. Begin to press the heels down. It's okay if they don't touch, but the knees, the thighs work towards the back of your room. One more big breath here. Breathe to the belly button. And on your next inhale, step your left foot up now between your hands. And then exhale, back knee goes down. Right hand goes where that right foot would be. On inhale, sweep the left hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Pause here for a couple big breaths and try to make that bottom hand light by lifting up. So really pull those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Left knee stays stacked over the left ankle. Couple more big breaths. Let's take 2 more, you got it. One more big breath. Awesome, exhale, hand comes down. Bring that left knee back behind you. Again, your choice if the knees stay down or you lift them up. Lower yourself to the mat. Inhale, low cobra, peel the heart up. Exhale, down dog. Couple more big breaths in down dog. We'll be here for about 5 big breaths. Really start to activate this posture. So press those hands down, forearms lift up away from the ground, and the shoulder blades pull down the back body and spread along the spine. So widen the back. Low belly pulls and press the heels down. Let's take one more big breath here. On your next inhale, begin to tippy-toe the feet up to the hands. So take your time. If you need to bend your knees to get there or walk the hands back, that's okay. Once you get to the top of your mat, let's make sure the feet are about hips distance, and then we'll rise up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Pause here for a couple big breaths. Now you can play around with how much you bend your knees. Maybe the hands just dangle in the air. You wrap them around opposite elbows. You can even sway side to side. Just find where this feels good for you. Inversions are an awesome release to the spine, to the backs of the legs. Take some big breaths here as you might feel the blood rushing towards the head. Again, just check in. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Let yourself just be with how you are right now. One more big breath. And let's add a twist here. So on your next inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward, and then on your exhale, place your left hand somewhere on the right leg. So it could be on the shin. If you want to come up a little higher, it can be on the thigh. The deeper you are, again, the deeper the twist and the stretch is going to be. So left hand somewhere on that right leg. On your inhale, right hand peels up towards the ceiling. Pause here for a couple big breaths. Now as we're here, people will tend to want to bend that left knee as we straighten the right, but try your best to keep both legs in the same position. So just a soft bend in both. You're essentially pulling that left hip back towards the back corner of your mat. 2 more big breaths. Soften the belly, crown of the head reaches forward. 1 more big breath. Exhale, hand comes down. We're just going to switch them out. So right hand somewhere on that left leg now. Inhale, left hand peels up. You got it. You're doing an awesome job. And again, take a look at the knees. If it looks like one knee's a lot more bent than the other, try to even them out. You can look down towards the ground, towards the side, or up towards the top hand. 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath. Awesome job. Exhale, both hands come down. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the crown of the head towards the front of your room. And exhale, hang heavy. So fold down 1 more time. Again, you choose the type of fold you want, whether your arms are dangling or even grabbing onto the legs. Play around with the bends in your knees. And just notice how you feel after that stretch we just did. Breathe deeply. Stay with the feeling of the breath. 1 more big breath here. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back behind you. Plank pose, your choice if you want to keep the legs lifted or drop the knees down, but lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale, low cobra, maybe it's upward facing dog now. Exhale, child's pose. So drop those knees down, big toes touch, sink the hips back to your heels. Pause here for a couple big breaths, and again, check in. So when we do a lot of twists, we really begin to wake up things that no longer serve us. So detoxing is getting rid of all that stuff that no longer serves us or has a space in our life while we create room and opportunity for new to come in. So take a couple moments, just allow everything to settle as every exhale eliminates what no longer serves us, and every inhale brings in some new opportunity, new space. Breathe deeply, 2 more big breaths. You're doing an awesome job. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands back towards you until you're sitting up on the heels. And then on the exhale, swing the legs around out in front of you. So we're going to have a little fun with rolling on our back body next. So on your exhale, just slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Pause here for a moment or 2, just let yourself rest. And then from here, we're going to hug in the knees towards the chest. So give yourself a nice big hug, wrap your arms around the legs, however that feels good for you. If you prefer to kind of sandwich the hands between the thighs and the calves, that works too. But we're just going to gently begin to rock side to side. So massaging the organs through the back body, Give yourself a gentle rock. Maybe you pause in any area that feels good, but just notice, bring your awareness to the back body and find however it feels good to rock side to side. Synchronize your breath, so maybe you exhale one way, inhale the other. Now we're going to switch the directions of the rocks. So rather than going side to side, we're going to start to go up and down the length of the mat. So again, your choice if you want to hold on to the knees, but you're going to put one on each knee or sandwich the hands. But just gently start with slow rocks, and maybe you get a little bigger and bigger. And take some time playing around with it, rocking up and down, lifting the hips, lifting the shoulders, and just feel how that feels along the spine, along the back body. Make sure you're breathing. 2 more big breaths or so. We'll eventually meet up in seated, so take your time. And whenever you get to seated posture, take a couple big breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Come back to neutral once you get up. We're going to introduce that twist that we took at the beginning of class with an option to go deeper. So once you arrive in that seated position, extend those legs out in front of you. On your next inhale, bring the right foot in towards you. Now again, option A, we can just have the foot flat on the ground. Option B was bringing the foot across the body on the outside of that left thigh. Now option C, if you want to go a little bit further, you're going to take that left foot, bend the knee, and bring the foot by the outside of that right hip. So I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. But left foot's on the outside of my right hip, right knee is hugging in towards me. So you decide, find what feels best in your body right now, if you want to stay with how we started class or if you want to take it a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, whichever option you choose, sit up super, super tall. Exhale, left arm comes across the body, hugging that right knee, right hand comes behind you. Inhale, sit up even taller, looking towards the side wall, and exhale, send the gaze back behind you. Pause for a couple big breaths. Again, relax the belly, really use the strength of the back to twist you. A couple more big breaths. Maybe, if you want to take it even slightly further, you lift that back hand up off of the mat and then reach the fingertips towards the back of the room. So either way, if you do give that a try, that's how much weight you should really be putting in that back hand. We're not leaning back into it. It's just lightly on the ground like a kickstand. So let's take one more big breath, whichever option you're in. On your next inhale, place the hand down. If it is lifted, look forward. Exhale, unwind, straighten those legs out. Give yourself a little bobble of the knees if you need to. And then on your next inhale, left foot comes in towards you. Exhale once it's there. And again, choose your option. Foot on the ground in front of you, cross it over, or bring that right foot in towards your left hip now. On your next inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Exhale, right arm wraps around, left hand starts behind you like a kickstand. Inhale even taller, looking towards the side wall, and then exhale, look on behind you. Couple big breaths here. Again, relax your belly, let it puff out. Couple more big breaths. And if you want to try to go a little bit further on this side too, maybe you lift that left hand and look over the left thumb. Breathe deeply. Relax those shoulders, soften the jaw. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Beautiful. One more breath. If your hand is lifted, gently set it down. Exhale, unwind. And inhale, straighten those legs out in front of you. Give your knees a little bobble if you need to. We're going to lay on our bellies next. So on your next inhale, feet swing around, make your way, hands and knees, tabletop position. And then, however way you want, just slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Maybe you stack the palms or cactus the arms and rest the forehead or a cheek down to the mat. Just find how this feels in your body. If you want, maybe you even rock the hips side to side. So now we're resting on the belly, the front of the body, just adding a little pressure to the belly. And again, all those organs that we're working on detoxing and releasing from the core. When we put pressure on in different postures and different poses, we cause them to contract and move in different ways. Again, releasing energy that no longer serves us, making space for new. So we're going to do a little bit of work in back bends next to strengthen the back and again also put some different types of pressure on the belly. So when your next inhale arises, let's start by bringing the hands under the shoulders. Exhale once you're there. Elbows pull in by your sides. On your next inhale, just gently lift the heart up off the mat. Try to keep the hands nice and light. Maybe you lift them so we're using the back body. Exhale, lower down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Really press the pelvis, the tops of the toes in towards the mat. Exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, peel it on up. Good job. Exhale, lower. Pause here for a breath or 2. Again, maybe you wiggle the hips side to side. You can relax the arms down if you'd like. We're going to move to a slightly deeper back bend, Sphinx pose. So on your next inhale, gently come on up. We're going to place the forearms down on the mat. So elbows are going to be directly under the shoulders. Forearms and palms face down. And then the feet are just going to be just wider than the hips, kind of like the width of your mat. We're going to begin to activate this posture now. So we'll start by pressing the hands down into the mat, forearms pressed down. You'll instantly feel a lift in your chest when you do that. Draw the chest forward and up, crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. So we're trying our best not to lift the chin, we're keeping the spine neutral. Press the hips, the pelvis down, the glutes will gently squeeze. Press the thighs down, lift the kneecaps up towards the hips, and tops of the toes press down into the mat as well. So pretty much everything in your body should be working right now. Anything that's touching the ground is pressing down. Anything up off the ground is lifting up. So pull the low belly in and up. 2 more big breaths, and we'll have an option to go slightly deeper if that works in your body today. 1 more big breath. On your next inhale, only if it feels okay in your low back, maybe you lift the elbows up off the ground. So see how this works for you. Press the palms in towards the mat. Again, low belly draws in and up. If you feel compression in the low back, go back down. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. Shoulders rest down away from the ears. 1 more big breath. And on your exhale, gently lower the elbows, the forearms back down to the mat. Maybe you rest one palm on top of another as the head rests down as well. Take a couple moments, observe how your body feels. Maybe, again, you just gently rock those hips side to side, finding a little release in the low back. Breathe through the back body. Just notice what you feel right now. We're going to have an option for 1 more back bend. So option A, well, is anything that we just did. So if any of those felt super good in your body, you'll stay there. If you want to move even slightly deeper, we have an option for locust pose or bow pose. So again, you can choose anything we just did, cobra, sphinx, or seal. If you want to move a little bit further, option C or D, whichever you want to look at it, as we're going to bring the hands behind us and we're going to lift everything up off the mat. So the hands, the feet, everything lifts, so you're really resting on the hips and the belly. If your back body's feeling open and bow poses in your practice, maybe you bend the knees, grab a hold of the ankles, and pull the heart up off the mat as well. So in bow pose, you can even, on inhales and exhales, maybe add a little rock, again, massaging the belly, but find what feels okay in your body right now. Let's take 2 more big breaths wherever you choose. Awesome job. 1 more big breath. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself on out of whatever posture you were just in. Rest your head down. Keep the knees bent. If they aren't bent, give them a nice bend. Lift the feet up off the mat. And then just gently begin to windshield wiper the feet side to side. So lower and lift the feet. Notice how you're feeling. Take some big breaths to the low back. And whenever you want, you could eventually lower the feet back down to the ground. Take your time. And only once you feel like your low back has been neutralized, we'll gently bring the hands under the shoulders and make your way to child pose once more. So peel your body on up. This time, bring your knees either close together or touching, and then sink the hips on back towards the heels, and then lower yourself down once more.
Hands can be out in front of you, or maybe, if it feels good, hands by your sides, but find what feels good in your body and just rest there. Again, check in, notice where the mind is at. If it's anywhere other than the breath and body, become aware. And just gently bring yourself back to here and now. Feel the breath, feel your body. Take a big cleansing breath. So maybe you inhale through the nose and exhale. Let it all go through the mouth. Maybe one more time, big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, walk those hands back up towards you once more. Find a seat on your heels, and then swing the legs around out in front of you. We're gonna lay on down for good this time. So once you're ready, extend the arms out and slowly lower yourself all the way down. Once you're resting on your mat, you can hug those knees in towards you once more. If you like to rock side to side like we did previously, feel free to do so. Notice where you're at, how your body feels. And let's make our way to one last twist. So we're gonna move to a single leg reclined spinal twist. So keep that right knee hugging in towards you, left leg extends out. Take a breath or two here. And then on an exhale, drop that right knee across the body toward the left-hand side. Arms can come out to a T shape. Maybe you rest your left hand on the outside of that right leg. And maybe you look over that right hand with your gaze. So stretching out the neck a bit here too. Again, relax the body. Try to keep your right shoulder blade pressing down on the mat. If the knee's hanging in space, that's okay. Let's take 2 more breaths. Breathe to the right hand side, to the right side body. 1 more breath. Inhale, gently make your way up to center, and then exhale, straighten your leg down to the mat. Let's do the same twist on the other side. So inhale, left knee comes in, take a breath or two here. And when you're ready to twist, on an exhale, drop the knee across the body. Extend the left arm out. Maybe the right arm extends to a T shape, or maybe you rest the right hand on the outside of the left leg. Possibly send the gaze over the left hand. But again, find where this works in your body. Only twist to where it feels okay for you today. 2 more big breaths. Really breathe to the left side body. 1 more breath. You got it. On your next inhale, come back up, unwind. Exhale, straighten the leg down to the mat. So your choice from here. Feel free to take any last postures that feel good for you. If you want to throw in a happy baby, Baddha Konasana, butterfly legs, plow pose, shoulder stand, whatever you want to do. Even if you want to get up and move around, just stretch. Take the next couple moments for yourself. Give yourself what you need before we arrive in Shavasana. So just explore the body. If you're ready for Shavasana, by all means, just lay on flat to your mat, because that's where we're going to eventually meet up. So take your time. Whenever you're ready for Shavasana, our final resting pose, make your way there. If you're still stretching, feel free to continue to flow only until you're ready for Shavasana. But if you are in Shavasana, have the legs and arms extended out by your sides, just gently begin to draw the eyes closed when you're ready. And begin to invite in a soft and easy and relaxed nature to your mind, to your body, to the space all around and within you. begin to relax your body even further, starting by softening the crown of your head. Relax your forehead, soften your eyebrows. Allow the eyes to just kind of sink back in towards the head. Relax your temples and your cheekbones. Soften your jaw. As you relax your lips, soften your teeth. Gently float the tongue down away from the roof of your mouth. Relax the ears. Soften the back of your head and your scalp. Relax the back of your neck, the sides, the front. Allow the throat to open. Melt the shoulders down towards the ground beneath you as you relax the upper arms, the elbows. Soften the lower arms and the wrists. Relax the hands as every finger gets a little bit softer. Soften your chest, the rib cage and the belly. Melt the back body down towards the ground, relaxing every vertebra. Soften your hips, the pelvic area, as you relax the upper legs and the knees. Soften the lower legs and the ankles. And relax the feet completely, softening every toe. Notice if you're holding on anywhere else in your body, and gently just let go. And allow this inner state of relaxation and ease to translate to your mind, softening the mind as though it's a muscle itself. Just letting it soften, relax, and fade away. For the next couple of moments, just let yourself be in this state. Let yourself just keep drifting further and further away into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. Just let yourself be. Gently begin to invite the awareness back in towards your body. Maybe you gently begin to introduce small wiggles to the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles. And only when you feel ready, gently roll over to either side and pause there to rest in a fetal position. Take your time. Again, only when you feel ready, gently press yourself all the way up towards seated, keeping the eyes softly closed as you move. And we'll meet in a seated posture at the fronts of our mats, with the eyes closed and palms touching at heart center. Take a couple of moments to consciously observe how you feel right now. Bring your awareness to your mind. Observe how it feels. Maybe even come up with a word to describe the state of your mind right now. Give yourself a gentle scan of the body. Notice how it feels. And again, maybe you come up with a word to describe the state of your body right now. And then gently shift your awareness towards your emotional well-being. What emotion do you feel right in this moment? Just observe, notice, let it be. Gently give yourself a smile and really thank yourself for showing up here today, for dedicating your time to your health, your life, and your practice. And thank you very much for sharing your beautiful energy with me and everybody else that showed up here today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.